Okay. I just re-downloaded OBS to see if that worked. I have no idea why it's acting so funky. Where's the there we go. Seasonal stuff. Hopefully that'll work and not we won't have any more lag issues. How long before? 45 minutes. Cool. I gotta get another sigil. Hopefully I can get a couple decent weapons or something like that. I'm just getting a sigil. I wasted my sigil trying to get my stream to work, man. Oh my god. I gotta start doing higher tier nightmare dungeons too. I'm gonna try to make a really unique lightning storm build. I know most every single person is going to make a direwolf build using rampaging werebeast, but that is not what I'm going to make. I'll probably make that variation as well, but I want to make the very first variation of lightning storm I want to make. I want it to be really unique. I want it to be something that no one's really playing. The only goal is to make it viable for all the bosses. Because if it's not viable, it's not good. So I'll make the human version, and I'll make when I put my build out, I'll probably put that version with an uber unique version as well. Just in case people want to really go crazy and farm Duriel like 95,000 times this season. And then I'll probably make a different build that I'll probably revisit Lightning Storm and make a werewolf variant. I just want to test out all the different builds I can make this season utilizing the pet companion. I don't want to just don't want to do the same thing over and over again. I feel like it gets a little stale. I think I fixed the lag. I just re-downloaded OBS.
I must wait a moment.
Get a sigil real quick. I miss the old season journeys, man. I miss the infinite horse sprint. That was so nice. The potion duration. I'll keep that aspect. And let's go do... Man, no, I don't want to do no 27. I'll just make a... Craft a sigil. Let's go... See if we can do... enough damage to clear a higher tier nightmare dungeon. Am I still lagging? That's so weird.
I'm not ready yet.
Oh. Got blown up. Maybe it's a little too high. Yeah, probably a little bit too high. Maybe like 35-ish would be better. Till I get the right gear pieces.
I must wait a moment.
I can't. Why am I not able to move? Yeah, I think this is a bit too high. So I'll probably drop it down to like 35 and then start from there. I think doing anything lower than 35 would be waste. Let's go back down. Still need to build up my resistances. Let's drop it down a little bit. That's good.
I'm not ready yet.
These things are always in the back. Yeah, it's better. I think 35 and up. But if I get too close to like 40 plus, it might be a little too much damage for my survivability at the moment. I also need to put Shepherd's Aspect on a two-hander. I'm missing so much multiplicative damage right now. I still have a normal ring on because I haven't found any I hadn't found any better shepherd's aspects yet. Finally got a couple. I just have to find a better weapon and a better ring. And then I need to find another lighting dancer's aspect.
I must wait a moment. I'm not ready yet.
I just need to team up with a barbarian and let him kill everything. Just charge through everything or hammer everything to death. And back to the center.
I'm not ready yet.
All right. Let's level up some Undaunted. All right, let's see. We got a weapon here. That's a lot better. It's not good, bad. Willpower, spirit cost reduction. I'll just keep my boots I have on. Well, I got a better axe. Not really. I don't know. It's not really that much better. Dude, am I lagging again, bro? Oh my. Something had to have happened, like between the first day I streamed and then today, and then yesterday and today, that's causing this weird lag to happen while I stand still. Gotta love the poison. You know, I think I might actually go back for Energize. Even though it doesn't have a really high chance to hit, just that having that extra resource is kind of nice. Let me test it real quick. Hopefully I can eventually take off this basic attack. That would be nice. The unfortunate thing is there's no real reliable way to make enemies vulnerable with Lightning Storm.
I must wait a moment.
I'll have to figure a way to add that into my build somehow. Maybe I can get it on my pet companion if I get enough resource generation through other areas. I know if I could get a Ring of Starless Skies, that'd be good. But I don't want to bank on an uber unique. Not this early on in the game. I don't think I like this season's dungeons as much as I like last season's dungeons. We had a lot of good dungeons last season. Real fast dungeons. can't imagine what this build would be like with like a Lycander staff on it. I feel like you'd just be smashing through enemies. So many crits. You'd have so many extra lightning bolts.
I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, when you start cranking out those extra hits, man, you just start to melt. We have a barrier. I don't think I'll even need any pair of gloves this season because all of the good uniques are gloves. Man, I wish I could get this thing to stop.
How can I help? Come back if you need the forge.
Vault of Ink it is. So weird.
I must wait a moment.
This is the only part of the dungeon I don't know why they added into the vaults, like this beginning part. It is kind of weird. Just gotta watch out for these stupid constructs, man. That poison, you can barely see the poison flying through the air when they shoot the poison out. It gets me every time. I feel like I need to like turn the brightness up on my game or something. It's so hard to see the poison. Yeah. If you get too close to those things, they'll just blow you up. I'll slow it down here. Maybe just go into the next room and then just kind of kill from over here. It's that. You can't even see it. They're everywhere. Good God. These guys are crazy. Just want to go back and kill them all for out of spite. It's like the projectile speed on their attack is insanely high, and you can't even see it because it's like this off green color that almost blends in with everything. Good God, man. Do I have a poison resist potion? I don't even know if I have any good potions. I don't think I'll do any Vault of Inks in hardcore until I get like max res. I just feel like the damage is a bit crazy. Like I'm gonna have to go so slow. Stay away from that. And this will spawn these right here. I gotta be careful. Oh, I forgot about the turrets. Yikes. I haven't done too many of these just because, like, just for some reason the damage in this specific vault just feels significantly different. So much more bursty from a lot of the enemies. I think it's just my lack of resistance for tier 4. Yay. There's something out there doing quite a bit of damage. Get out. I feel like this is just chaos. I can't get hit again. I know this is about the only place you can stand in this vault. All right. That was a pain. But you get quite a bit, man. I like doing these. Just got to be able to do this one faster. This one's a pain in the neck. I'm gonna go do this quick Tree of Whispers over here, just so I can pick up some potion supplies, man. I'll try to sort my gear on the fly so that way I don't start catching a lot of lag. I'm not sure, but I think this might want to be the only mini events that actually give you more of the elemental cores. Hopefully in all these items I have a decent weapon. I'd like to get a nice staff, at least close to 900. Go back to pack leader. I need one more obelisk. Let's get one more obelisk. think I'll go ahead and keep the perfect thorns roll. That's not bad. Crit chance, crit damage. Keep that. Full power, no. Look at the armor value. Yo, that is absolutely crazy. The armor value on Juggernaut's just crazy. Up to 4,000. 4,333 right now. And that's not even at the max item power. That's crazy. It's just so powerful. Garbage, lightning damage, garbage. No bueno. I don't want one hand. Terrible staff. No, no. No, let me move a little bit. Crit strike. No, distant, lucky hit. I'll keep that. All right. It's so weird how I don't lag out here, but when I enter a town, I lag as soon as I stand still.
I cannot do that here.
The forge is always hot.
Let's go strip some of this stuff off.
Well, let's have a
That. And I think we're good there. Ink, copper, ink. All these terrible ink dungeons. We'll just do a regular. Should have moved out of there. Well, that was smart. Don't watch YouTube while driving. It's nice to see you. We're just working our way through some nightmare dungeons. I need to get a lot more tankiness on my character. I'm missing a decent amount of resistances. I could probably solve that just by using the one resistance potion I have in my inventory, but kind of don't want to use it. It's probably gonna lead me back in a circle. I just took a screenshot. It's funny. Let's go. I feel like I'm not moving fast enough. I feel like I'm kind of still kind of slow. I don't know. I'm just so used to moving much faster after season 2. That metamorphosis, man, just made everything so much better.
I'm not ready yet. I must wait a moment.
I think maybe it's just a play style of Lightning Storm. Probably just doesn't suit me too well. I like a lot faster type. Any builds that are really fast. That's why I like Stormclaw so much last season. I feel like because you have to stand still with channeling skills, it's like constantly repositioning, constantly repositioning. I don't think this will be my favorite build of the season. However, I do think these gloves make Lightning Storm really good. I think if I can get enough resource generation to where I can take off my basic attack and just cast Lightning Storm, then I'll be good. Then it's like you don't have to stop to use your Wind Shear. You don't have, the only thing you have to do is just run, cast Lightning Storm, run, cast Lightning Storm, run, cast Lightning Storm. I think because I have to do both, it makes it feel kind of slow, especially when you're trying to move out of the way of stuff. If I'm not like playing really fast and hyper aware of everything, you know, you easily get caught up in stuff. If I want to just kind of like chill, move through the dungeon, it's not exactly super friendly for doing that. keep that. Damage reduction while fortified. You can keep those. Get rid of that. Hold on to that. Oh, nice. A staff with willpower. I don't know. It's the damage to close and damage to distant enemies that I have on this weapon that I kind of don't want to get rid of it. It's just giving me a decent chunk of multiplicative damage right now. Willpower, nah. Oh, I think that's fine.
I cannot do that here.
How can I help?
I cannot do that here.
Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing, my man? Oh, hold on. I ran away. That's hilarious. I'm like trying to get away from that guy. Yeah, okay.
You saved my life. I'm not ready.
If I get a crone staff, man, I'll be so happy. I need to try to kill Varshan. Although he might kill me right now. I don't know. I need poison resist, man. I need to put on these rings to get my resistance up so that way I don't take so much damage. What are my resists at? Not too bad. Still missing a big chunk of them though. I think my armor too. Yeah, I probably need like 10k armor. I'll be able to get that when I swap out my Juggernaut aspect. See if I can't translate that, my man. I don't speak Spanish, my man. Is there? I can't. I gotta figure out how to translate that so I can answer you. Anybody in the chat speak Spanish? It seems like you're asking for the in-game build for Druid. I'm not quite there yet. I don't want to put out a in-game build for Druid yet, just because I'm not at the complete in-game yet. If that's what you're asking, I want to test out a few things, and I have to get a couple of uniques just to do that, and then obviously get better stats on my gear. But I want to make sure I can kill all the bosses before I put out any kind of Lightning Storm build. And the build that I want to make with Lightning Storm isn't going to be like your typical Lightning Storm build that people are going to make, which is going to use Direwolf. Most people are just going to run the same Direwolf build that people have been running since Season 1. I don't want to make that. I want to make a different type of Lightning Storm build. I think I need stacks of evade for this build too. Let's grab that.
I'm not ready yet.
Let's go ahead and grab up this gold. I wish our pet companion would pick up our gold, man. That'd be nice. Maybe when they have the with all the feedback they're getting, they can. Not the butcher. I don't want to deal with the butcher right now. I'm about to do a 10-hour fight right now with the butcher. Just kiting around the pole. Let's go, butcher. I love when they have like the Avenger on the enemies, and you're sitting here killing the enemies around the butcher, and he just gets massive. Get him, Construct. Give me my resource generation. You can't stop me. I'm the greatest druid alive. Butcher looks epic, bro. It's like twice the size of a normal butcher. He's a very angry butcher. No, take off the armor, butcher. You shouldn't even get armor. You already got regen. Why do you need armor? Or barrier, I should say. Ooh, got me. You can't hit me, bro. Haha. Styling on him. Get off me. Oh, God, don't. You almost killed me. Get away. Missed. The most epic fight you guys have ever witnessed in your lives, right here. Yeah, it's a win. That's a win. Summoned up all my talent right there, all my gaming talent to kill the giant butcher. Level 88, way higher level than me. But I did it. And all it took was one giant pillar. And for those out there who say the pet companion isn't valuable, let me just say that he is regenning my resources quite heavily there. And I beg to differ. So my pet companion works. I have a really unique build planned with this pet companion. Several unique builds that I have planned to utilize the pet companion. I just have to hammer this out, man. I gotta get all the items. Not gonna lie, I don't think I want to level with a lightning storm build all the way to 100. I would have loved to have gotten an early game crone staff. Probably more than I would like the ascetic wraps, just because I feel like I could do a lot more with Stormclaw, with the speed that you could move with Stormclaw. It's just like I don't really like leveling with a pulverized build in early game. Pulverized build like mid to early late game is fun. Pulverized build early game is slow. Super slow. Hey, I got Mad Wolf's Glee. Oh, never mind. It's a razor plate. Ha! They lied to me. I already have enough razor plates. I don't need more razor plates. Oh, what's the best in-game build for druids? I don't know, because I have not seen any significant in-game builds yet. I'm sure there's one out there. It's a little bit too early to say. I would say everybody's predicting Lightning Storm is going to be one of the best in-game builds. I think it won't be. I think it's going to be okay. I think it's going to be viable. I think it will do well for the content. I don't think it's going to be like the best though. I think there will probably be other builds that can apply damage much faster and much more consistently, that are going to be tankier, and you'll probably see people gravitate towards those builds over like lightning. But I want to say that the ascetic wraps make Lightning Storm insanely good. They definitely do. And if you love playing a Lightning Storm build, then you're going to run those gloves all the time. I just don't know if it'll be as high up on the list as people think. Because I think there'll probably be more mobile builds out there that'll kind of creep up and maybe take over the meta. That's just my opinion, though. I mean, I could be completely wrong. I just think the style of gameplay where you have to sit still to kind of to cast Lightning Storm and everything, and then you're kind of moving and sitting still is what probably will make most people move away from Lightning Storm and probably to something like the typical Tornado. Typical Tornado, you can, cast your Tornado and just move around a lot more. You don't have to stay in one place to channel. I also think it puts you at a disadvantage. A lot of the mechanics that are dangerous in dungeons are easily avoided if you have like high mobility or just some kind of mobility. And when you're channeling your skills, sometimes it can be a little bit annoying. But like I said, if I can make this build correctly, and I don't want to use a Direwolf build because I just don't want to use the same build over and over again. But if I can make this build correctly and take off my basic attack, I think it will be better. But I will probably end up making a Stormclaw build this season and being happy with it and sticking with that. and then I'll probably use that in hardcore. I don't really think I'll use Lightning Storm in hardcore. I don't think the gameplay style fits me for hardcore. I need something with high mobility and something that just keeps me busy. Because if I just cast a skill, if I just channel a skill all the time, I get kind of like I start to zone out a little bit.
I'm not ready yet.
I also wanted to try a shred build now that they fixed shred. I think that would be fun. Yeah, I figured Pulverize would be really good. Even though they nerfed the overpower mechanic, it was still doing a ton of damage. And Bear's super tanky already, so... And I think with the changes to the Heart of Seelig, I might actually play a Pulverized build. I know most people don't run that amulet on Pulverized Druids, but I don't really like not having movement speed on my amulets. That's typically why I don't run any kind of bear build, because it's hard to get movement speed from all the movement speed that you possibly can. Oh, I gotta put this one down. It's all the way back here. But my goal is to, whenever I do make my druid, my hardcore druid build, I don't want to make it a low life bulwark like I did last season, so that way it can be as effective for as many people as possible. I feel like a lot of people don't really feel comfortable with the low life bulwark mechanic. So I'll probably find a way to make a real tanky druid build that utilizes barrier, but doesn't require you to be low life. Shouldn't really be too hard, especially with the Juggernaut aspect. The Juggernaut aspect is just crazy overpowered. Yeah, that's the new aspect, right? The virulent aspect. I have to look at it more. Remind me of what that does again? I wish they would make these obelisks targetable. Oh yeah, that's right. It does the cooldown. The cooldown for rabies. Yeah, I felt like rabies was so underwhelming, even though they buffed it up. It's nice to have it, I guess, but I'm sure there's I know there's a couple aspects that are pretty decent that looks like they could function well with it, but are they're just using it for the poison, just to add poison to enemies? So that way you get the bonus from some of the multiplicative bonuses, right? Like, or are they actually using rabies in a meaningful way where it actually does damage? I'm missing a... Because I had a couple people ask me if rabies was good, and everything that I had tried with it, by itself, it was pretty terrible. Yeah, that's what that's what I figured. That's what I figured. I think it's man, what is it? It's I know it's a werebear aspect, but yeah. I can't remember if it triggers off of debilitating roar or something like that. I know what you're talking about, though. My only issue with it is... Yeah, with the overpower nerf. My only issue, and that's the crazy part, right? Like, they nerfed overpower like they did because of Barbarian, but Barbarian still hits insanely hard. Then I don't know why they nerfed the over. I mean, I probably did need to be adjusted, but it definitely wasn't like anywhere near as overpowered as what they think it was. I mean, Druid definitely did not hit anywhere near as high as Barbarian with Pulverize. There's something wrong with Barbarian, not necessarily something wrong with Overpower. Any werebear skill. That's right. I wouldn't imagine that. I mean, I'm sure it still works really well because you could still one-shot every boss, most likely. Yeah, I definitely know it needed a nerf. I mean, it still needs a, technically it still needs a nerf, probably. Most of the in-game content is vastly weaker in terms of like late game than a lot of the builds that are out there. I mean, people are already one-shotting everything with Barbarian. I feel bad for anybody who plays Barbarian this season because they're gonna just blow through everything. I was actually like going back and forth with Rob on Twitter, and I was like, you know, he was wanting things to be buffed, and I was like, I think you've been playing AOZ too long, because if you're like the base core content of the game, like, gets blown away by everything. And I don't know, I just felt like people were kind of in a... Oh no, not the frog. That sucks, man. That sucks. Yeah, I never really got into racing to 100, but I will be doing leaderboards like crazy. I'll be doing hardcore leaderboards. You know, that's why I ended up starting out here in season 3 in softcore. Usually I do hardcore, but I wanted to just go ahead and I want to just go ahead and start on the softcore just because leaderboards weren't out yet. If they were out early, I would have went ahead and started off in hardcore. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to build with this Lightning Storm build. I'm trying to build something really unique, utilizing the companion and just a different way of making a Lightning Storm build. I didn't want to go Direwolf and everything else, so I didn't want to use the same exact thing over and over again. So I'm trying to find a workaround for certain aspects that typically you'd run into that requires you to play Direwolf, and that's mainly just the resource generation. Because that's the only reason why people really play the Direwolf. Obviously that and Rampaging Werebeast, but I think I can make the damage up elsewhere. Probably with a nice pair of like Tebow's Will. Get that multiplicative damage bonus because I'll be able to spam Unstoppable more often. And then I'm probably going to... And then I'll eventually make the Werewolf variation, but I just want to make something different at first. And then I'll probably swap over and make a Stormclaw build after that. And then, I don't know, I might make a Shred build, like I said, now that they've fixed Shred. Just to test it. I've never actually tested Shred, because I typically stay away. Yeah, I don't want to play any kind of like Pet NATO stuff. The only werewolf build I want to play is a Stormclaw build. It doesn't make any sense to me anyway that they have it set up like that. Most of the I've said this before, but the difference between Werebear and Werewolf is typically like damage reduction and overall damage versus attack speed and movement speed. And for some reason they made Direwolf have spirit cost reduction. And it just didn't make any sense to me. I wish they had made it like massive attack speed. Like instead of giving you outright damage, they give you like a massive attack speed boost. And then you could make some unique builds with Direwolf that didn't involve casting core skills. But for some reason, and I don't know why, everything in Werewolf is attack speed and movement speed until you get to that one specific aspect. Yeah, me too, man. I mean, that's I'm making it mainly because I wanted to test out the aesthetic wraps. I had made a video of all the changes I wanted to see with Druid in Season 3, and I was actually quite shocked that when I got to Lightning Storm, they actually did every single thing with these unique gloves that I wanted them to do with it. So they added more lightning bolts, which I said in my video. They added a better way to give single target damage, and they also gave, I mean, whoever made the affixes for these gloves is like, they just get it. Like, they give you lightning storm ranks, critical hit chance, lucky hit chance, and ranks to defiance. I don't know who in their right mind decided to not give this person, whoever designed these uniques for this season, other things to do except for design stuff for classes. Because they did a great job with a lot of the uniques for Druid. So I wanted to make this build because it has everything I think that makes Lightning Storm viable for the endgame. But I'm the same way. I don't like standstill playstyle. I like really fast-paced, high-mobility builds. I've even died a couple times already on stream just because I kind of start to zone out when I'm just standing there. It just feels awkward to me, and I don't really like it too much. It's fun enough to play, but not something I would do all season long. But I am curious, like I said, I am curious to see exactly where I can take this. Because it seems really good. You just need more crit chance, more crit chance, more crit chance. I think the best in slot two-hander would just be a Lycander staff. I can't imagine the amount of damage you would do if you had that. You get that massive crit chance bonus. You'll be getting so many extra lightning bolts. You'll just be like machine gunning things down with your lightning storm. But I have to farm a lot of Duriel before I get those kind of uber uniques. Hopefully it's not back there. Probably is. Let me just go back here before I have to backtrack through this stuff all over again. Either that or this is just a random event. I also tend not to like any kind of casting like builds because of the plain simple fact that suppressor enemies still exist in the game as they currently are. I feel like they need to add a cooldown to the suppressor dome. Like maybe give it like 2 seconds of active time and then 2 seconds of cooldown. And just rotate that until you kill the enemy. Let's go back to the Siren's Chamber. It's not it. Oh, it's further. It's all the way in the middle there. Where'd that guy come from? I don't know who he was chasing. That was my fault. Do. I feel like also Lightning Storm would be a heck of a lot better if you could zoom out. If you could zoom out, maybe, I don't know, to like 125% field of view of what we currently have, maybe 150, you'd probably see Lightning Storm be even better than it is. You just need to be able to hit things from further away. Because all of the enemies move so fast, like they're on top of you incredibly quick, and there's really no way for you to, you know, you just have to avoid them. But if you could pull the screen back some, I think you would have a lot better time. Enjoy Lightning Storm builds much more too. Core skill. All stats and willpower? I'll take it. I like it. Oh, nice. And I got a new conduit aspect. Sorry if my game starts to lag. For some reason, the past couple days, I've been having like crazy lag when I stand still. I don't know exactly what it is. I've tried to fix it several times. I just get back out into a dungeon. As soon as I go into a dungeon and I start moving around more, it just clears up. I'm not exactly sure what's causing, because day one when I streamed this, I streamed for like 8 hours straight, no issues. Yesterday and today, I've had like this crazy amount of lag when I stand still, and it only happens when I stand still. I have no idea why, but it does. It's like I try to be super fast in the towns, like jump in, do whatever I can do before like the lag gets crazy, and then I jump back into a dungeon. And then when I finally get off stream, I just go ahead and optimize my builds out and stuff. So it's kind of frustrating. I'm trying to figure out what it is, but I can't really tell because I didn't change anything. I didn't update anything or change anything. I even re-downloaded OBS and still has the same issue. So I'll have to figure it out. Man, you really feel that difference when you put that shepherd's aspect on your two-handed weapon. The damage just gets way better. I've been running around with normal ring on. I got several rings now I can swap into. Yeah, see, that's the thing, though. It doesn't lag my game. It lags my stream. And I don't know why. Like, if my game doesn't lag whatsoever, there's no problem there. And like I said, the first day, no issues whatsoever. Played 8 straight hours, streamed 8 straight hours, nothing. Then yesterday and today, I have no idea what it is. You would think I would lag while I'm actually playing the game and going through all the dungeons. I don't lag, but when I stand still, it's like the game just starts lagging. And not exactly sure what it is, but I'll have to figure it out. I like to stream on YouTube, but I don't know. I might start streaming on Twitch. Because I don't know if it's something wrong with my stuff. I never had any kind of issue like that. Probably is, though. It's probably something I did. Or maybe my son gets up here sometimes and smacks the keyboard around. Hey, what do you guys think about those new Vizier constructs that are just like the Wasp, but like 10 times worse than anything else in the game? Because their projectile speed is insane. Those are what kill me. So when I decide to go into hardcore, like I said, which will be mid-season, those are the one thing that I'm going to have to be super mindful of. I don't even know if I'm going to do any of the seasonal content until I have like a decent mid-game build that's pretty tanky. That projectile speed and the amount of damage they do so quickly can really catch you off guard if you're not paying a lot of attention. Just let my construct tank up everything. I know I've seen some people complaining about the son of Malphus, but I actually like that dungeon boss for the seasonal for the vaults. I think it's a pretty cool little boss there. Obviously, nothing like super unique, but I like the fact that he's pretty tanky. I like the fact that he changes his elemental damage types, stuff like that. It's kind of fun. Yeah, my stream cam does get affected by it too. So like it lags up everything. As soon as I stand still, like let me see if it'll do it here. As soon as I stand still and start going through my inventory, it'll start lagging. It'll lag up my stream cam. It'll lag up the game on my stream. And then once I stop, it clears up. I don't know if it'll... Maybe if it'll show it there. It's usually when I go to town that it happens the most. Yeah, see, it just... It literally just starts lagging. I don't know why. You would think it would lag the most when I'm actually doing stuff. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it is almost broke. I told you, I'm trying to jump in and out of town so fast so my stream doesn't lag up. No one's going to jump in here and be like, oh, this guy looks interesting. Let me watch this laggy stream. Over here, I have a good computer and I have really good internet and I am hardwired in, so... And it doesn't even affect my game, though. Like, it's not lagging. My game's not lagging. Nothing's lagging on my game. Everything's working perfect. And like I said, the first day the season came out, 8-hour stream. No lag, no issues. Second day, this problem started happening over and over again. And if I stay in town too long, it'll get so bad that I have to shut the stream down. Like... So I try to like basically do a line of gear here, move a little bit, and do a line of gear. It's really annoying. And then keep moving around kind of helps stop that issue from occurring, but I'll figure it out. Yeah, so I just equipped a decent staff. I put the Shepherd's Aspect on the staff, so I got that big multiplicative bonus. I had it on a ring earlier. I gotta switch out the ring, and then I could put on a Runeworker ring. But I just don't want it to lag like crazy. I'm just trying to be more active with streaming and stuff, trying to be more active with making content. There's a lot of things I want to do this season. Like, I know that the season hasn't been like as met expectations for a lot of people, but you know, I feel like season 2 was just insanely good. It gave us a lot of stuff. And I feel like Season 3 kind of pulled it back a little bit. And I think if they had a, once leaderboards come out, hopefully they'll be, that'll be enough. Hopefully they'll actually add some content to that. Maybe they'll catch us by surprise and add some content. And maybe some balances as well. They said they were going to do some balancing and stuff mid-season, so. Let me just hop into a dungeon before this thing freaks out. I don't want to do an ink vault. Let's do a copper vault. I made a video for the copper vault, like an overview of how to avoid the traps. And I'm going to do the 3 other vaults as well. I'm probably going to do the stone vault tomorrow. So I just seen a lot of people having issues with the traps, and I don't really think that they're difficult for me. So I figured I'd go ahead and make some guides just to help people out. Give them a little bit more clarity on the different trap setups for each dungeon. Because once you figure out the traps and where they're at, yeah, I agree. AOZ, I just want something that's a little bit more creative than AOZ. I feel like AOZ for me was like all of the bad things about Greater Rifts in Diablo 3 with none of the good things. I feel like they needed to be more rewarding. There needed to be obviously better balance. I would have here's what I would have done if I had AOZ, right? I would have made it no more than 10 levels, and I would have scaled it. Like, I would have balanced out builds correctly. I would have scaled it appropriately. And then probably around, like, tier 5, at the end of the dungeon, you'd start getting, like, uber bosses to spawn. And maybe, like, the first tier 5, you get, like, uber Varshan. And then the next one, you get, like, Varshan, and then you get another uber boss. Or something like that. And then scaled it to the point where, like, the very last tier, which they said you weren't supposed to be able to complete. But obviously, I guess they didn't take into account that there were so many bugs and bugged builds in the game that they were going to have, like, builds hitting trillions of damage. But I would have probably made it where you're fighting, like, multiple uber bosses at the same time. And you're getting the drops for the bosses. Like, when you kill the bosses, you get the drops. So maybe you're having, like, Duriel in there. You have, like, Beast in the Ice. And then, like, right when you beat it, like, right when you get the last hit on the very last boss, like a super powerful variation of Zerg comes out, and you have to fight that variation that's really, really powerful. And then right before you kill him, he, like, one-shots you, and you can't avoid it. Just something that says you kind of beat it, but you didn't beat it. So it gives the player some kind of feeling of accomplishment. I don't know. Maybe it sounds crazy. I just thought it would be interesting to have different bosses. Like, it was okay to have the 3 Seekers at first, but the fact that there was nothing mechanically different about every tier of AOZ made me not really want to entertain that content for too long. So I didn't really want to push it. Like, my biggest accomplishment was completing tier 1 in hardcore with my Stormclaw build without any kind of Death of Evasion, Elixir, or anything. And that was right when the content dropped. I went in blind, beat tier 1, I was happy. I think I pushed to tier 9 without farming anything, and I was good with that. I just felt like there needed to be something different. Like, there needed to be some complexity added in some way, instead of it being just the same exact dungeons over and over again with the same exact bosses and the same exact mechanics. Because it's not really skill-based then. There's nothing really skillful about completing that content. It's just like finding the most broken build you can possibly find. And it can't die. It has infinite amounts of damage. I'm stuck in the wall for some reason right there. It can't die. It has infinite amounts of damage. And what's skillful about that? Like, that's just kind of like, I don't know, you're just kind of rolling the dice on getting the most advantageous setup on a dungeon. if you're running like a god tier build that can't die and has like limitless amounts of damage, it doesn't really matter what the content is. You might as well have like one button you push to clear the entire screen of enemies at that point. And I felt that's a big reason why Druid got kind of overlooked in this patch. I felt like Druid got kind of shafted because Blurred Beast has been bugged since the launch of the game. It's been doing billions of damage, one-shotting everything and all the content. And then obviously when you add in the Tears of Blood glyph, you're going to get like trillions of damage, which it did. But then people are like, oh, well, Druid's the #1 class. It's like, no, Druid's not the #1 class. It just has the most broken build. I'm running Nature's Fury. I love Nature's Fury passive. Most of my builds will always be Nature's Fury. I just really enjoy it. I liked having the uptime 1 barrier. I like the free skills that you get from it. Just kind of adds like a little unique blend to the Druid. Oh yeah, I gotta empty out my inventory on the fly. Oh, nice, perfect roll on that. Keep that, get rid of that. I'll keep that. That's a decent Dire Wolf passive. I think I'll keep those boots actually for a Stormclaw build. Get rid of that. That's fine. Yeah, most of my builds will always use Nature's Fury. Sometimes I will use something different, but rarely.
I'm not ready yet.
Let me just get all these aspects off. I tell you, I was really disappointed when they said they didn't have a time frame on the codex. I remember them saying that they were going to put the codex, like the codex was going to be fixed for Season 3, and that we were going to be able to put our aspects in the codex. I'm happy they gave us an extra page of stash space, but I was really looking forward to that codex change. Oh, did I just lose all of my, Do you lose all of your stacks if you teleport out? That was the first time I teleported out, so... Let me just go back to the beginning. I didn't realize you lost your pearl stacks. Yeah, if you guys have any questions about my build or anything, like what I'm planning, you feel free to ask. If you have any input to add to stuff, do not be shy. Alrighty. Let's go over this way. The firing squad. Let's go back the way we came. I need to put a rune worker aspect and get some rings on that have really good resists. I have a few in my inventory, I just haven't taken the time to stop and do it.
I must wait.
Yeah, I think Earth and Might would be a good idea as well. However, I think you can potentially get pretty close to 100% crit chance if you get the right items. Like if you get Lycander Staff, you have Ravens on. You have your pet companion that adds another 15% crit chance. You get crit chance on the gauntlets themselves. You get crit chance on your rings. And then I think you'll have really... I think you'll pretty much have no use for Earth and Might at that point.
I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of ways you can move around Earth and Might now. There's just so many... There's a decent amount of areas where you can improve your crit chance. I mean, this pet, when you max out, one of its support abilities gives you 15% crit chance. That's absolutely insane. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy amounts of crit chance. Like I have a sacred pair on right now, and the crit chance is what is it? 9.1% with only three ranks in the gloves right now. Yeah, I think you'll probably be able to get, if you were to make the normal lightning storm build that everybody uses, the wear lightning storm for lack of a better term, you could probably get pretty close to 100% crit chance, and then you could use Ursine Strength and boost up your damage. But you won't have barrier, but you may be able to build up some tankiness with like Masochistic or something like that to constantly get the heal off of that. Boost up your lucky hit some. My goal for Lightning Storm is to have a human Lightning Storm build. I know it's... And then I gotta find a way to have the... basically replace the resource regen. And I think I'm figuring that out with the pet companion. So I want to make a human Lightning Storm build that has several different aspects of it that are different from most other Lightning Storm builds using the Dire Wolf. I just have to balance out the resource regen, because I want to take off my basic attack. And then I also have to find a way to get reliable vulnerability on enemies. Not that it's a must-have, but it would be nice to have. Yeah, I think a late game Lightning Storm build, you're going to be having just crits all over the place. Crits all over the place. There are going to be so many lightning bolts. I feel like it's going to be like a machine gun of lightning bolts. So if people, like I said, I might not enjoy the play style as much as I do something that has high mobility, like a Stormclaw build. But it definitely will be significantly better than it was in Season 2, even after we've lost all the vampiric powers. Just because the vampiric powers in Season 2 didn't really solve the problems with Lightning Storm. And just one unique, actually solves all of the problems. Now they just need to give me some better companions. That's all I really want. I might actually go ahead and make a dedicated pet companion build this season. Even though I don't think it'll be that good. Yeah, that's a good way to work with Temerity. That's definitely a good way to work with Temerity. But for me, my in-game pet companion is going to be using the Adrenaline, what is it, Adrenaline Rush? I have it on right now. Because when you get everything leveled up appropriately, you can have like 20% multiplicative damage up 100% of the time. And then... Oops. I wasn't paying attention to the screen. But, my companion is going to be centered around resource gen and keeping up the crit buff. And then obviously getting that big multiplicative damage bonus. I have him giving me Fortify right now with one of the tuning stones just because I wanted a little bit better, a little bit more consistent Fortify, but I might go ahead and swap that out later on. I think people are sleeping on this pet companion. I think mainly, you know, it's not really that. It's just that there are some builds out there, man. There are some, like, Barbarian. Like I said earlier, anybody playing Barbarian, they're going to get no benefit from the pet companion because they kill things in a flash already. It's like, what good does a class that already kills things without really any setup? What good does a pet companion do for that class? Maybe for some of the more obscure builds for Barbarian, that they might get some benefit from the pet companion. Oh my god, what? Did that just appear out of nowhere? Oh my goodness. Alright, bear with the bear with the lag, guys. Bear with the lag for a second. Let me clear out some of this stuff. Damage reduction. Oh, you know what? I don't drink soda. I don't drink soda, but Mountain Dew is good. It's been a long time since I had a Mountain Dew. I appreciate it though. I'll keep that. That's a max setup for that. Basic and core skill, plus 77 damage. I'll hold on to that. Get rid of that. Trying to move a little bit just so that way the lag doesn't get too crazy. Really? I don't think it's that bad to like Mountain Dew, brother. Don't do that to yourself. Just don't abuse the dew, you know what I'm saying? Don't only drink Mountain Dew. There are some people who only drink Mountain Dew. That's dangerous.
I must wait a moment.
Everybody loves soda. Well, maybe not everybody, but a large portion of people love soda, and Mountain Dew is one of the good ones. Now, if I was to drink soda, I'd be more of like a fruity soda connoisseur. I like that pineapple soda, stuff like that. Grape soda, orange soda. I like a lot of the citrus flavors. I remember when I was a kid, we would go to Winn-Dixie, and they would have like crazy flavors of soda, like crazy mixtures of different variety of fruits. I was like, where do they even find like this flavoring for this specific soda type? It'd be like mango passion fruit soda. I'm like, really? They had a whole aisle of it too. Now they just have multiple flavors of everything. I went down the cookie aisle the other day to pick up my son's, he likes these little chocolate Teddy Grahams. And they had like at least, I want to say 15 or 17 different flavors of Oreo. I was like, I don't even know how they managed to do that. It's like, I didn't know you could do so much. Well, I mean, that's not necessarily incorrect. You definitely... I mean, soda's not the best way to use your caloric intake for the day. But, I mean, there's nothing wrong with enjoying some soda every now and again. It's just everything in moderation. It's like calories in, calories out. Maybe you have like some soda before a workout or something like that. That might be a better time. Like if you're doing anything active, maybe before you do that thing, you might have some soda or something like that. But I don't think that would hurt you that bad. But I don't know your health, so you and your doctor know that. Well, all you have... Listen, having children means that you can eat the snacks that you used to eat when you were a child and not feel bad about it, okay? All the little tiny... The Lunchables, let me tell you. You can get Lunchables all day now. Just graze off of my kid's Lunchable. He eats all the cookies anyway. He doesn't want the ham and the cheddar, okay? There's nothing wrong if I take it. You know, he's not coming back for it. Maybe a Ritz cracker or two. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, you could always try diet, though. I'll tell you what, there's some good diet sodas out there. I don't know about Diet Mountain Dew, but my wife got some Bangin' Coke Zero the other day. I was like, wow, this actually tastes really good. thank you guys for hanging with me through this wonderful lag session with the in town. I appreciate it. I'm gonna drop all my items off into the chest because I will do all of this off stream, so I don't torture you guys too much with the lag. I'm not okay. Back at it again. I'd rather go cold turkey. Listen, it's a lot harder to go cold turkey than it is to, use some kind of substitute. And sometimes it's an acquired taste, man. You wean yourself a little bit off the regular soda. You open up a diet soda, you hear that nice pop on the top. It starts to taste the same after a while. It's just the end. It's just the back of the mouth taste. You know what I'm saying? It's like that artificial sweetener that hits the back of your tongue. You're like, oh, that's not the right stuff. But eventually, you get immune to it, you accept it. You make those different choices. What is with all these wasps, man? Got a firing squad. Got the burning corpse throwing giant ballista bolts at me. Yeah, that might be a good idea. Max Life Druid. You want to make it like a Thorns build? They did it with... You want to talk about one of the dumbest... I don't want to rant. I don't want to rant. But you want to talk about one of the dumbest things I've seen in the patch? The fact that they boosted this stupid... Where is it at? The fact that they boosted Prickle Skin. I was like, what? Who was going through the boons and was like, you know what they need? You know what they're going to really love? They're going to love more Prickle Skin. I just feel like that person... I feel like that there's a special place for that person, right in the pits of Sanctuary. You know what I'm saying? Like, what in your right? Like, who in their right mind was like, I think they need Prickle Skin? Did we? Prickle Skin. It doesn't even sound good. It doesn't even sound good. I don't want Prickle Skin. It sounds like an STD or something. It's like if there was a STD in Sanctuary, it would be Prickle Skin. You see, guys, plays like that right there are exactly why I need to play high mobility builds. No one in their right mind should ever run into all of that damage. Yeah, I was blown away. I was like, that's the buff. That's the one. Now, when they did Avian, and that's what gets me, man. I'm going to say it again. I don't know who is doing some of these changes. Because how could they be like, okay, I think Prickle Skin needs to be buffed up. And then somebody's like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make the Avian Wrath. I'm going to make that a multiplicative critical strike damage bonus. I'm like, why is this guy not the one making all the decisions? Whoever decided to actually do something useful, making like someone was, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they got tired. Maybe they were extra tired when they made the Prickle Skin one. It's like one guy's like, let's give him a multiplicative critical strike damage bonus. The other guy's like, yeah, I think a little bit of Thorns will do the job. There are just so many passives on the, the whole snake tree. I feel like the whole snake tree needs like a rework. That whole set of boons. I think this I think the fact that someone put this Obsidian Slam on your 20th kill, you get to overpower. The fact that they put that there, they need to be fired. Like, I feel like that they should be fired. Or at least reprimanded heavily. Like, someone needs to give them a stern talking to. Like, what? Why would you make that? That's like supposed to be like your boon. It's supposed to feel substantial. They're like, yeah, every 20th kill, you'll get to overpower one time. So make sure you use some like really good mental acuity to sit there and like card count your game. You're just like counting the enemies, making sure, okay, I got the 20th one. Let me save this for the next. Yeah, I feel like they're working at the same time. I feel like they get half of the season to work on. Or maybe it's like a 70-30 each season, right? Like maybe 70-30 split. Like the good team gets 30% one season, the bad one gets 70%, and then, you know, vice versa. Because I feel like every single season has had some good things about it, like some really good things about it. Like some of these uniques are insane. Like some of these uniques are exactly how unique should be made. And they really feel impactful. Like this Ascetic Wraps unique is crazy good. It has all 4 of the affixes are really good. You got crit strike damage, lucky hit chance, you know, add ranks to Lightning Storm, ranks to Defiance. And then you have a unique effect that completely changes the way Lightning Storm feels. That is amazing. But then, like I said, you have someone buffing Prickle Skin, and I'm like, huh? You buff Prickle Skin? It's like, what is? Why would you buff Prickle Skin? And like, I'm actually not too I'm not one of those who actually doesn't like the trap concept in the dungeons. I just think that they made Season 2 so loot friendly that when you get into Season 3 and you're like, where's all of my loot that I would easily get in Season 2, it feels really bad. And not just that, but I do like the Seneschal construct. I think it does add a variety of gameplay, different classes you can make because you have a lot of the abilities that it offers you. The problem is that the vampiric powers literally change the way you played the game as soon as you started playing the game. Like, you drop into Season 2, you go do your vampiric power quest line, the very first quest, you unlock vampiric powers that completely change the way you play the game. And then the more quests you do, the better powers you get. You get things like Metamorphosis or Ravenous or Moonrise or what's the Bathe in Blood. Oh, no, you got Bathe in Blood right away. Those things like changed how you played the game, and they were a lot of fun. And the construct is more of a slow burn. Like, you really have to level the construct up. You have to really put some time and investment into it to make sure you're using the right things. And it has impact. Like, you can't tell me 15% critical strike chance isn't good, or 20% multiplicative damage that lasts, that you can refresh over and over again isn't good. It's just, it takes forever to get to that point. It's going to take you forever to get to that point, and it automatically makes the construct feel like 1,000 times worse than the vampiric powers in Season 2. But I feel like once you get it there, unfortunately, I don't think the majority. I think there will be a lot of people who do, but not anywhere near as many people who played through Season 2. I feel like once you get it there, well, that is if they don't make some significant changes. Man, I cannot stand these guys. Like, why do they give these people max movement speed and they can run up on you? But I feel like as soon as you get it there, you're going to enjoy it. And more. I think, well, not more, but at least close to Season 2. Let me just play. Let me pay attention for a second. Kill these guys. I get to talking and I completely, like, as you can see, I completely stop paying attention to the game. Yeah, so that's the fun part about Metamorphosis. It's something that a lot of people don't bring up, that I bring up all the time about Metamorphosis, right? And this is what made it the one thing that I love the most about it, is you could actually tell when you evade, you could evade over the top of wallers. So like, you run across a waller enemy, And let's face it, sometimes those walls spawn in really odd ways. Like earlier, I had like an entire wall spawn and stack on top of me, trapping me inside of the wall. And with Metamorphosis, you could evade right over the top of walls. So it made that mechanic, that annoying mechanic, which it is an annoying mechanic that should not exist as it currently sits, as it currently is in the game. It made that annoying mechanic easy to deal with. There are just several really annoying mechanics that currently exist that a lot of the vampiric powers kind of cured. Especially like trying to get reliable vulnerability on some of the builds. Like a lot of builds don't have great ways of obtaining vulnerability, and you could do that easily through Metamorphosis. Not Metamorphosis, sorry, but what was it? Man, it's I use it all the time. I can't remember what the name of it was though. But you cursed enemies, and then you used another, and you used another skill in conjunction with it, and that curse allowed you to create vulnerability on enemies all the time. There were just a lot of interesting little things you could do. It made a lot of things feel really good. Yeah, you just I feel like here's my thing with constructs, right? Here's my whole issue with the pet construct overall. So, can anyone tell me a really good pet build that has been in the game since the launch of the game? Can anyone tell me people who are, getting to the tippy top tier of the, whatever you can do with a pet build? I mean, even a lot of necromancers don't run pet builds because they're not, they can be viable and with the right setup, but they're not necessarily the most fun to play because your pets go all over the place. They do whatever they want to do. And the fact that they haven't really figured out how, yeah, it was Prey on the Week, but it was like, it was another one. It was Prey on the Week, and then it was, oh man, it was the other, it was one of the ones, it was one of the unique, not unique ones, I guess legendary ones. The, one of the stronger powers that allowed you to curse enemies off of a lucky hit, and then you could then get that vulnerability from that. But what did I do? Did I not pick up? Oh my god. Anyway, I apologize for this. But there hasn't been a well-designed pet mechanic yet in Diablo 4. The companions are absolutely terrible. Even necromancers, I see it all the time. Necromancers talking about they want better mechanics for their pets. They don't want to be just a bone spear necro or some kind of blood something necro, whatever. I don't know the necro class. So the fact that they added in a pet companion as your main season theme should have already told me, like, there's no way this is going to work the way they want it to. And then the fact they were like, okay, well, we're going to make this pet companion basically scale with your character. I was like, okay, that's a good idea. I think that's a unique way of adding more damage to your character and kind of alleviating that burden off of, removing the vampiric powers. So I wanted to be a little optimistic there. But then as I started to play with the pet, I'm like, the damage isn't that great. And it does some stuff, but typically as the game gets longer and I get more power, I'm killing stuff. I don't need more damage. So what you basically turn your pet companion into is a walking buff machine. So my pet companion is going to give me buffs the entire time, and it's largely going to do nothing in terms of damage, and I'm going to do all the damage, making it not as, I guess making it not as flexible as the vampiric powers were. There's not as many things you can do with it. You're going to turn it into a walking buff companion, and it's basically going to be that the entire time. And I mean, that was one of the things I was worried about, but it is what it is. As long as I can create something unique off of it, I'm happy. I'll find stuff to do. Like, and then I might actually finish the season early. Like, I'll probably finish the season earlier than I did. I don't know. I'm pretty excited for leaderboards. I'm still excited for those. I am excited for those. I'm excited. I'm happy that they're split by classes. So when those come out, I'll definitely be hitting a lot of hardcore leaderboards. I'll do a lot of like solo self-found stuff. Like my overall goal for the season is to get a, you know, get a top 10 hardcore solo self-found Druid. I can't stand this, like... I really wish they would limit the amount of modifiers that enemies with suppressor domes have. Like... This is another reason why I don't play, like, channeling Lightning Storm build here. It's like, let's step inside there and die to that guy over and over again. Come on. Oh, I need resistances. I feel like they need to put this suppressor enemies on a cooldown, man. Like, their domes are up way too long. There needs to be, like, a rotating cooldown on their dome. But once I tackle the leaderboards and stuff, I also want to try out Last Epoch. So when Last Epoch comes out, I want to see what it's all about. It's not exactly my art style, like my choice of an art style for a game. But it seems like it seems like a fun game. It seems like it'll be kind of fun. And I don't know if they have seasons in that game. I wonder if it runs more like an MMO Lite. But I am hoping, I'm pretty hopeful that when they get all the feedback from Season 3, you know, there's nothing that lasts longer than the outcry from people who, you know, hate Blizzard, and they will basically troll the hell out of Reddit and everywhere else that they can find until someone responds. Usually it's going to be like a 30-minute, like, Asmongold video that spawns into, like, 57 different little videos on top of that video, and then the devs are going to be like, oh, okay, we're going to do something about it, which isn't bad, right? You get something for all that. So hopefully they come back and they do something really cool. They do some fixes. I will say this though, I was surprised at how long they were on vacation. I was like, they were just rolling back in like January 10th or something like that. They're like, we're just coming back in from vacation. I'm like, wait a second. How many people get that kind of vacation for the holidays? I know I don't. It's like, how do you have like the entire holiday season until like almost mid-January off? Maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe they were just on an extended vacation. I don't know. Because we didn't get any campfire chat or patch notes till like almost the 23rd. So I was pretty surprised. I'm actually surprised they even got them out on time. As soon as I get off this, as soon as I get off stream, I'm going to put those rings on, man. My resistances need to get buffed up right away. And my armor. I'll definitely use that Juggernaut aspect that I have in my inventory. Get my armor up there, get my resistances up there. Then I won't be dying so much. What am I sitting at right now? Yeah, like 40, 40, 41, and 51. I got lightning resist, though. And my armor's pretty terrible. 7.5. I at least need it up to around 10k. I think 10k would be nice for this current level of Nightmare Dungeon. I like Wind Strike just to keep because I like to keep myself at a distance. I feel like, you know, Storm Strike just puts you up right into the thick of things, and I don't feel like Lightning Storm builds have enough mobility to be right into the thick of things at first. And then B, I like the resource generation that you get from it. So you get the from Wild Wind Shear, you get a lot of resource gen off of each consecutive enemy hit by one of your Wind Shear casts. So you get a nice amount of resource gen, so I can cast more Lightning Storm. That's why I typically go for like Wind Shear. And it still has a decent chance to proc vulnerability, and the vulnerability duration is longer than Storm Strike, because the chance to proc vulnerability is lower than Storm Strike. So a lot of people, I had a guy ask me how I managed to keep up my resources so high, and that's because of that specific basic attack. But definitely Storm Strike is far superior for the majority of things. I mean, when you have a 50% chance to apply vulnerability, it's kind of hard not to be better. I just need a lot more fire res. I need a lot more all res in general. Like, I'm taking so much damage there.
I'm not ready.
I also probably never play Death Pulse with a channeling build. It just feels awkward. Feels like I'm having to dash too much to get off the top of different Death Pulses. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just a crazy ability overall. Again, it's one of those that makes you be like, wait a second, who made this one? That's the guy that should have made all the other ones.
I must wait a moment.
I hope at some point in time also that we can make like a straight basic Maul build. Like, that would be really cool. If at some point in time that they made some way that you could make just a basic attack Maul build, where you're just running around with your werebear and just smashing through things with Maul, I think that'd be a lot of fun. Give us a different, unique variation of Stormclaw, but for werebear. That'd be pretty cool. Did I forget? Oh my god. I need more movement speed.
I'm not ready.
I like saving the skeleton. Makes no sense why you would save a skeleton. Saving his soul. I need to get rid of some of these sigils. I'll get rid of all the low level 40s. Oh. The lag, and it happens every time. No, that's terrible. All right, get rid of that. Then we'll go back in and pick that stuff up and then hit the next one. Yo, I have so funny story about Borderlands 2. I probably told this story probably like 20 times, at least 20 or 30 times. So I had never played Borderlands 1, but I seen the type of game it was, and it was the type of game that I'm typically interested in. And so I was like, definitely want to play Borderlands 2 when it comes out. So like I bought it as soon as it came out. And I had a girlfriend at the time, and I was like, you know, she was kind of into playing some games here or there. And I was like, hey, why don't we play this game together? So we started to play the game together, and we were having a pretty good time doing it. And I'm a bit of a completionist, right? So like when I play a game, all I want to do is like look everywhere, search everything. I don't necessarily care to like get ahead in the game, but I like to look everywhere, search everywhere, uncover all the secrets, and like pick up all the books and read all the lore in the game. Not so much like that now, but back then I was like that. So we got to a point in the game, we decided to take a break for the day, and there was this cave. I can't remember exactly what it was, but there was this cave, and we had explored it and killed everything, but there were like little areas that we passed up in, and I really wanted to go back and check those areas. So like she went out for a walk, I guess. I can't remember the specifics of it. It was a long time ago. She went out for a walk or something like that. She went somewhere. And I decided to fire up the game and just look through the cave and see if there was any like books or any like codex or whatever that was in the game for the hidden items. She came back while I was playing it, and I'm not joking. At that point, she acted like she caught me cheating on her. I mean, she flipped out. She got incredibly angry. It was the craziest thing I've ever experienced in my entire life. She was so mad about it. And I never played the game again. It pissed me off so bad. I never played that game again. I was like, I'm done. I'm never playing Borderlands 2. And I've never played a Borderlands since. It gave me like a really... Got some kind of PTSD for Borderlands. It was pretty bad. Never experienced anything like that in my entire life. I would probably add some expletives in there, you know, just like to make the story a little bit more exciting. But trying not to do that kind of thing. But yeah, I've never played a Borderlands title since, and I don't ever plan to play another one. Although the game looks like a lot of fun. I did play Tiny Tina's Wonderland, though. I did do that. And that was kind of fun. I didn't finish it, but it was a lot of fun. But I agree. I've been having a lot of fun playing through Diablo 4. Been a pretty great game in my opinion. Definitely has so much. I think the thing that gets people the most is that there's clearly like this level of potential that the game has, and it's like everybody wants it to succeed at that level that we want it to succeed at. And I don't know. I think there's a lot of things happening with Blizzard and Activision as a company, you know, obviously with the merger. And obviously today I think they released news that they had a lot of layoffs over there. So I'm certain that a lot of those things have to do with some of the maybe the finer qualities of the game being overlooked. But overall, I definitely would give this like an above average rating in terms of where it sits on the action RPG, you know, scale, and definitely having a lot of fun with it. I love the aesthetic of it. I've always loved the aesthetic, the dark aesthetic of Diablo 2, and I'm happy they put that in the game. And obviously the Druid class and everything that they've done with it. It's made it a lot of fun. I'm hoping that when they do release the expansion, I'm hoping it comes to Game Pass. I'm hoping they do that. It would be really cool if they did something like that. I know Xbox is like going crazy with a lot of the games now that Microsoft has, like Activision Blizzard. They've been putting a lot of money into acquiring different IPs. I hit dodge. Could have swore I hit dodge. I know the one that everybody's freaking out about right now is Pal World. I played a little bit of it. I played a little bit of it on stream the other night. It was pretty fun. It was just like it just reminded me like a more mature Pokemon or something. Mixed with like it felt like Ark Evolved with like a Pokemon mod. That's all it really felt like to me. It's like instead of capturing dinosaurs, you're capturing Pokemon-ish looking creatures. Has anybody played Power World yet? Anybody at all? Tried that game out?
I must wait a moment.
Yeah, that, I mean, that, like I said, that's basically where I'm at with it, man. I think that I know that I know I've seen a lot of, I don't really take Reddit though. Reddit's like a cesspool, man. You go to Reddit if you want to like doom scroll or just be angry about stuff. That's where you go. But oh my God, what did I just walk into? A bad situation. There are all these giant cleaver beasts. I'm fine with that. I don't. What did I just walk into, yo? That's crazy. I'm glad I died. That looked like a lot of stress. I don't want to go through all that. Good God. Did I not check the modifiers on this thing enough? I felt like I need to start paying attention. I love how there's like a suppressor enemy and then all of these crazy cleaver dudes just ready to smash me into the ground. Good God. I'm telling you guys, I play better than I play better than this. I play better than this. This isn't me. This isn't me. I just don't play lightning sword builds. That's all it is. It's the first time it's happened to me. Did he just hit me from all the way over there? Yo, what's going on? I'm pretty sure I was standing here and homeboy hit me with a cleaver attack from here, or there was something hitting me with a projectile that I just didn't notice. That's hilarious. Well, I got 1 life remaining for this dungeon, so I think we can make it through. I think we can. I just need all that damage reduction from all the... Oh my goodness, guys. Come on. Get back. Die, you evil goat people. Oh my God.
I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, my armor absolutely way too low right now. I just don't want it to get so bad with the lag in town that it stops the game. I have to restart the stream. I think what I would like them to do, and I've said this previously. I know a lot of people really didn't like it. I think they need to rebalance the leveling process for the early mid game area, and then they need to scale down or buff up. So they need to scale down player power or buff up bossing. Like maybe not through. I feel like nightmare dungeons are, not the worst but the bosses, man, it's like you just delete bosses. And when people, like, I feel like a lot of people in season 2, with everybody killing Duriel like 9,562 times, I can't imagine a lot of people are going to be excited to kill Duriel another 9,562 times. I feel like they just need to scale bosses up and allow bosses in general to drop more uber uniques. They need to make more difficult bosses, but make the reward like exceptionally better. So that way when you do complete a boss fight, you feel accomplished when you complete it. They also need to add a ton of cosmetics to boss fights. I feel like that would be insane. Like if they would just add like a really nice set of cosmetics for each and every boss, something really cool, something that was boss themed, I think a lot of people would be happy with it. I just don't see how they're going to make any, like the current state of the game, it's going to be really hard for them to balance everything out. To make the endgame feel, like it has more depth to it for a lot of players. Because everybody's just gonna one shot. Like I feel, like I said, I feel bad for barbs this season. Anybody who loves a barb, they're gonna just be, you know, killing everything so fast. They'll probably get bored. Keep that. Oh, that's a max cooldown on that. Oh, that's a good amulet. Okay.
I cannot do that here.
Whew. Let me...
I cannot do that here. Not while I'm in town.
Alrighty. Well, I am going to call it quits here. I'm going to be back on tomorrow. I'm going to be streaming tomorrow. I'm going to put out my second video tomorrow for the vault guide. And I'm going to get everything set up for my Druid tonight and probably play a little bit off stream and kind of get things together so that way I can kind of provide a bit of a more structured stream for tomorrow. And hopefully I'll get this weird thing worked out with my stream where I'm kind of lagging every time I enter a town or stand still for too long. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. It means a lot to me, especially as a brand new content creator. I love the conversation. I love to see you guys asking questions or going back and forth in the chat. And that's the big reason why I started doing content creation. So it means a lot, and I appreciate every single one of you. Even if you're not subscribed, it's okay with me. I appreciate it, and I hope to see you back here tomorrow. But with all that being said, I hope you guys are having a great day or a great night, depending on wherever you're from, and peace out, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully, if you show back up. And we will get everything a-rolling again.